Whoa. Why is my camera in here? Now, for those of you guys that saw my garage tour video, then you would know that my Huracan is currently on a lift in my garage, hibernating for the winter. And I realize you guys haven't even seen or heard the car in action yet. That'll change come the springtime, but just to give you guys a brief overview of my experience with the car over the past summer, it's near perfect. It is seriously the best car that I've ever had, and the one thing that really surprised me about it, completely stock, is how loud it is, especially in comparison to a regular Huracan, and even in comparison to my straight-piped Audi R8. The Huracan Performante stock is louder than that, which was very surprising to me. But if there's one thing that I would change about the car to make it that much more fun, it's of course make it louder. So as you do, I start shopping for exhausts online, and I come across one in particular by a company called Kline-Innovation, made out of Inconel 625. Now, I had heard of Inconel before, but honestly wasn't too familiar with it. It is apparently the same material used for the exhaust in Formula 1 cars. The McLaren P1 had an Inconel exhaust system, and even stuff like jet engines, the actual turbine blades, those are also made out of Inconel. And the reason why they use that material specifically is because, one, it's very strong, but two, it's very heat resistant, which is obviously going to be important when you're talking about a mid-engine car like the Huracan Performante, where the exhaust is basically mounted at the back of the engine. To make a long story short, I was intrigued, got in contact with Kline, let them know what I had planned for the car, and about 3 weeks later, I now have an Inconel exhaust system for my Huracan Performante, which is super exciting except for the fact that it's February in Canada. So let me give you guys a quick tour of what exactly you're looking at. So this is their Inconel 625 exhaust system for the Huracan Performante. Inconel, as you can see, does look very much like steel, at least to me it does, but you'll notice that with the welds, and that is one of the reasons why you don't see more Inconel systems, is that it's very, very difficult to weld and work with in general. It's just not a cooperative metal, I guess is the best way to put it. But as you can see, the craftsmanship of this is pretty incredible. You can even see on the hangers, it does have the Kline logo kind of cut out, which I think is just a really cool look. You're never going to see that when it's on the car, but it's still something that's really nice. And you'll also notice how thin the pipes actually are, again, because the Inconel material is not only very heat resistant, but it's also quite strong, which allows them to make it super thin, which means that the system as a whole ends up being very light. This weighs 10.8 kilograms, which is just under 24 pounds, and it's very, very lightweight. I'm anticipating this being basically 3 times lighter than what is currently on the car, made out of stainless steel, if I'm not mistaken. You can see their little logo right there on the muffler welded on the front. You can see it says Kline-Innovation, made in Romania, and then what I'm assuming is a product number. To get a little bit more technical, the way they achieve a much louder sound with this particular car is by way of an X-pipe, which is basically what's happening underneath this top-mounted muffler. So you'll notice right here, that's where your valves are located on either side, and this is supposed to work with the factory valve system, I believe, which is really, really nice. So in race mode, it'll be wide open. In the strada mode or street mode, it should be full valves closed. And they're claiming that with the valves closed, you're going to have similar sound levels to stock, maybe that little bit louder. With valves open, it's supposed to be significantly louder and also allow for some significant power gains, which you'll see on screen right now because I can't be bothered to remember them. I'm very bad at memorizing numbers. If I just move it over like this very carefully so you can see the other angle, on the underside you have this X-pipe, which is completely detached from this top-mounted muffler, which connects to the X-pipe by way of these two pieces right here on either side. So everything is connected, and the way that this system works is that with the valves closed, it forces the exhaust into this muffler and basically quiets down the car. With the exhaust valves open, it basically bypasses the muffler and you end up with what is basically just an X-pipe from here to here, which is a very short distance, and I'm hoping is going to be extremely loud. To be honest, I'm not really hoping, I'm quite confident it will be. And then there's the tips, which as you can see, this does not have, and on the Huracan Performante, the exhaust tips are kind of mounted in the middle of the bumper, so they really serve no purpose as far as performance is concerned. It's more of a heat shield so you don't melt your bumper, and I'm pretty sure you can use the stock tips with this system. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I got the carbon fiber ones that Kline also makes that I thought looked really, really cool. So you can see, I believe these are also made out of an Inconel material. It's finished in this really nice kind of light gray color with a matte finish. You can see that is the pipe itself. And then as a surround for that pipe, you have some carbon fiber, which just looks really, really cool. Super high quality. It's got the Kline logo there in chrome as well, which I think is going to look really good on my car in silver. You do have the forged carbon on a Huracan Performante, so this is more of a traditional carbon weave. Very curious to see how it's going to look on the car, but as a whole, I think it's going to look really, really cool, and I'm very happy with the quality of these tips. Which brings us to the final question that I'm sure you guys all want to know, and that is, when am I going to put it on the car? Well, this year apparently they're calling for an early spring, so early spring. Also, complete side note, the amount of bubble wrap and these kind of like air pillow things that Kline used to pack this is pretty incredible. It is safe to say that this got here completely unscathed. Definitely 10 out of 10 packaging. I really don't want to clean this up. So with that said, thank you very much to Kline. Can't wait to get this on the car and hear it. If you want to check them out, their Instagram will be on screen and their website information will be down below in the description. Check them out if you're interested in an exhaust for your car. They do stainless, they do Inconel, they also do titanium. They do it all, and based on what I've seen, the quality is pretty spectacular. With that said, if you guys have any questions regarding this system or the Car Problems channel in general, I do plan on doing a Q&A series, or a Q&A video at least. So if you have a question that you'd like me to potentially answer in that, please leave it down below. If you guys enjoyed the video, please support it with a like, and of course subscribe to the Car Problems channel for more random car content on my cars and exhaust systems and all kinds of stuff that I have planned in the very near future. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.